Hi everyone, thank you for tuning into my channel, Triple Aqua from the West. I'm Mermaid Christiane. So today I want to talk to you about the Great Awakening. So I have had a lot of downloads today and things coming to me, hearing things because I'm a clairaudient. So I've been hearing things about going on today and talking about this Great Awakening. And a lot of it I thought, well, gosh, a lot of it has to do with the full moon. A lot of it has to do with all of next month, and we're not even done with July. And then as I'm sitting here, I realized that today is the 26th. So today starts the first day of the Lionsgate portal that will go in all the way till mid-month or a little afterwards. I think till the 18th is when the energies stop. And this is why, because we are in a huge peak of the Great Awakening. And that's happening here now, and it's starting and will be here for the Lionsgate portal. Now, the full moon next month on the 3rd, I believe, is a full moon in Aquarius in Leo season, and that is huge. You have two powerhouse masculine energies that are coming in, and that's what's happening. It's coming in to bring in the divine masculine, like I spoke in the last video, to balance it out, because it's heart-centered, it's divine masculine from the heart. And so we've been dealing with a lot of distorted masculine energy in the world, along with distorted feminine energy, but the universe has been pouring in all of that beautiful divine feminine energy for us to slowly awaken, because those of us who are watching this, we have signed up before we incarnated here to wake up at a certain time. Because we've been asleep, we've forgotten who we are. We've forgotten that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And like an alarm clock, we have our little internal alarm clock, and God has our clock up in heaven, our solar system, that is slowly waking us up at the appropriate time. And once we're awake, you don't go back to sleep, and you keep ascending and leveling up and leveling up. And you are here to put that ripple effect out into the universe and wake others up, because you are part of the Great Awakening. You are here for the spiritual warfare that's going on to bring in the new earth that is for the age of Aquarius that is coming in. And this is it. This is happening. So the Aquarius energy that's coming in the full moon is going to give us all a sense of identity. Finally, who you are at your core, without being a people pleaser, without worrying about what anybody thinks, because everyone knows that Aquarius can give a rip what anybody thinks about them. They are worried about their creator, the divine, the truth seeker. And Leo is also like that as well. They not as much as Aquarius, but pretty much very similar. So this Great Awakening is part of what we're here to do. It's your purpose in life. And you access this Great Awakening, the energy, through all of these portals, all of these upgrades that we are getting, major ones here this month, starting today. We have been getting a lot. We've been purging a lot. We've been healing a lot. We've been balancing ourselves out a lot up until this point. And if you feel like, wow, gosh, I've had such a hard life, why me? Well, because you signed up for it, because you're strong, you're a warrior. God isn't going to give these jobs to the faint of heart, because they can't handle it. You are a spiritual warrior. You're here fighting the battle against good and evil. That's what this is about. And so we've been incarnated, and some of us came in with more light energy, and some of us came in with more dark energy. And what we needed to do was go through these karmic patterns and cycles to balance this out, to basically balance out our yin and our yang. And so, a lot of us have thought, oh gosh, we're not good people, we've done so many bad things. But that's not what it's about. It's about breaking those cycles. And then you had to go through those experiences, because how can you tell your testimony to someone who's broken, who's dark? They won't be able to relate to you if you're like this perfect little light being, and nobody's perfect, but you know what I mean? You've had to have gone through that to be able to relate to people, so that you can mirror to them what they what they need to fix into themselves and wake people up. Now, it's not for everybody. Some people are not going to wake up, so you have to move on from those people, pray for them, then move on, and to other people that will, that when you knock on their door, they invite you in, will then come in. So we have the Judgment card. Now the Judgment card is exactly what it is. Source has called judgment on the people. If you see, it's this like divine being blowing a trumpet of sorts with a cross on it, and all of these people like raising up, lifting their hands up, praising, and that's it. Judgment has been called for God's people, for the universe, for all of the good people that have been doing the work. And it's being called because the universe has our back, and we are supported, and we've done the work, and it's been tough and it's been difficult, but because we have done the work, we're now coming into ourselves as who we are and how we want to live our lives going forward for this new earth. Who do you want to be? What kind of life do you want? Do you want to have it all? Well, yeah, you can. You just have to do everything from a heart-centered place, from your intuition, from your inner knowing, from the goodness that's inside of you. And you can have all of those beautiful things that you've always thought you couldn't have or weren't meant for you, or it's a bunch of crap, it doesn't exist because you've been very negative. Well, now you know that things are different. You know that you are worthy of love. You are worthy of all of these good things that are coming in. The people that are here for the Great Awakening to fight the spiritual warfare, we have angel DNA in us because we are fighting the great fight, the good versus the evil battle here on earth. And isn't that funny? On the bottom of the deck, not only do you have the Judgment card, judgment being called, and it's here, but you also have the Wheel of Fortune. That's the divine, that's our solar system, that's God's clock, and they are orchestrating all this, as they always do, to line everything up so that we have help. We have our divine team, our angels, everybody that we work with that is working with us to put the plan in motion, because you are here for more than just getting up every day and going to work and doing the mundane. You are here to help others. We are here for other people. We're here to lift people up, make them see how special they are, make them see their potential, because if you're watching this, you're awake, you're woke, you're able to see the potential in other people. And if you can see the potential in other people and that they can't see that in themselves, then you need to be that mirror so they can see that into themselves. Now, a lot of times it'll take them a little while to get it, but when your words are powerful, if you speak truth into things, it can happen. You can breathe life into people, just like you can your ideas, just like you can your manifestations, your words. So keep that in mind, that you are here to lift the vibration of the planet. That's what star seeds are. That's what the spiritual warfare is. There is a battle going on. Oop. All right, because we are the Hermit. We are wiser now. We're not worried about material possessions or fancy clothes, because we've got the key, the star key. We see the light. We see things for what they are. We are going into this year, and we said at the beginning, we were going into this year with 2020 vision. Well, we have our 2020, we have our 2020 goggles on. The veil has been lifted. It is extremely thin now. Now you can see everything for what it is, but you're not passing judgment while you're doing it. Your BS radar is like tuned into like the highest frequency. Your compassion radar is tuned into the highest frequency. You are a divine being. Look at the Hermit has the key in its hand for the Star of David, and look at the heart chakra is burning that beautiful divine infinite fire within, and that's what has been lit up. And in Leo season, that's what's coming in. It's lighting that fire, that flame that's been dull for a while, and now it's going to be lit, because you're going to be living your true purpose. You're going to be being your true self, and that is a divine being that you are. So we are walking away from this lack mentality because we've been feeling like this, like we're not worthy, we're out in the cold, people left us behind. No, nobody left you behind. You put yourself out in the cold. You had the lack mentality. You're the one that got rid of yourself. So get out of this. You can change anything at any time. You just have to be brave and courageous and go after it. God is not going to sit there and hand you everything on your lap. You have to take the steps to go forward, to go after what you want. And if it's scary, well, then get over it, because anything that's worth anything is worth fighting for. It's worth going after it, even if it's scary. And God doesn't give us a spirit of fear. We are courageous. So I'm going to pull again from this deck. And I'm really excited about Leo season. I don't know, I have like all of this energy all of a sudden. And I think most of us do. If you're feeling like you have like a new lease in life, it's because it is here. That's exactly, oh my gosh, so we got the Wheel of Fortune again. And then what else did we get? We got and you saw me shuffling, like how there's 78 cards, 72 cards. And then we got the Tower. Tower is very Aquarian. It's, you know, it's rocking that foundation, that lightning bolt coming in, because our old world is gone. Not only that, those of us that are, you're watching this, you have broken generational curses. Your ancestors are proud of you. Things that have been going on for centuries and centuries, that have been in your bloodline, and bad habits and bad thought processes and ways of thinking. You're not doing that going forward. You're not passing that down to the next generation. You're not doing that because you know better. You know better. You've done so much inner work. And right now I'm lit up like a Christmas tree with the spiritual chill. So that's them saying you're on the right track. So thank you. Because it's stuff that needed to get done. And, you know, we might have been here at other times and fallen short and not been able to carry this out. Well, it's being carried out now. This is it. We are bringing in the new earth. We have broken those generational patterns, those generational cycles, those curses that are not going forward with us or with our future generations into the future. This is beautiful. And part of that is because we're standing into our true selves. We're not going to be people pleasers. We're not going to follow like sheep. We are the shepherd. We are the hermit holding that lantern, guiding the way. We're beacons. We are going to be leading by example, being the bigger person, being the person that might not be very popular because they have to kind of scold everybody a little bit in a way where people don't like that because it stings. But if you are spiritually mature, you realize that that's important, and you kind of get like a little high off of it, like, yeah, that person just put me in my place. I wonder what that was about, and why did that sting? What do I need to work on myself? You know, why did that hurt? You know, because the truth always hurts, right? Or, you know, unless they're complete, you know, out of left field, or they're completely toxic, then you have to say, it's not even about me, that's about them. But you have the discernment now to know the difference. But if it does sting, there's still a reason why it's stinging you. Find out. Ask those questions. Why? What is it? Why? What? You know, those why and what questions to yourself, and do the work and figure it out. Because once you line yourself up and you're balanced again and you're at peace again, then you're stronger because you have that knowledge of why you were letting those things trigger you. And then going into this, basically this great awakening and this new earth, you are completely different than where you started. You have evolved to a much higher being and a much higher state of consciousness than you were ever before, and you will not go back again. Once you get to a certain level, you just don't go back. You might digress a little bit at the beginning, but when you're really, really woke, you don't really digress. You just keep leveling up, leveling up, leveling up. And it's amazing because some people's process is really, really long. Mine was really, really long. I've seen people like level up really fast. So it all depends on your ascension journey, and it all depends on how you're made. basically, and how you're put together. And yeah, and then the will too, also, because once you're awake, your will is really, really strong. So you become the tower. Then you don't have that rug pulled from under you. You are the one that pulls the rug from under people, not in a bad way, not in a vindictive way, but in a way to wake them up, in a way to shake their foundations so that they can realize that they need to work on themselves. So this is amazing. Learn all about what's going on this month and how you can work with the energies. I mean, it is, you know, a while ago I said, oh, look at this. So we have 4 of Pentacles. This is like someone holding on really, really, really tight to something. And, you know, kind of like a little bit of a miser, being very protective. And, you know, I think we've been like this about our hearts. You know, that one pentacle, they're holding it really close to their chest. And we haven't wanted to let people in. Well, Leo season is opening up your heart chakra, but like in a very aggressive way, so that you know when to protect it, but you know when you're able to let people in or give your affections or your love or your time to somebody. And also we got the 5 of Wands, and that's you know, being protective of yourself, feeling like you have to be combative or there's competition. You know, we are going to protect our energies, but at the same time, we don't feel like we have to compete anymore. You know, one of the things about Aquarius doesn't care about competing with anybody. You know, they want to be in a 3-legged race with everybody. They want to like just get everybody across the finish line. And if you don't go, well, then you don't go. But it's not like it's like not us against them. It's more like a humanitarian thing. It's like one human family. And a lot of people don't see that. They think, you know, Aquarius are all about themselves, and it's not true. They just know that they see the bigger picture. So and that's what this era is bringing in, this great awakening, that it's not just about self-gratification. It's not just for the moment. It's for the bigger picture. How is it going to affect everybody involved in the long run? And that's what we're learning now, and it's a beautiful thing. And then we have the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands is, you know, this is that passion and energy. It's that sexy, sultry, you know, the Queen of Wands is gorgeous. She catches everybody's eye, and, you know, Leo season brings in a lot of that, like, you know, hear me roar kind of thing. So you're going to come out of this Leo season feeling like that lioness, feeling like that lion, and take advantage of that. Take advantage of this time, because we've done so much work. We are ready to get out and make things happen with our lives, be passionate about our dreams, about our projects, about our work, about our endeavors, about our relationships, about our family, whatever the case is. Get out there and be your best self. Don't be scared, and work with people. As long as people want to work with you, great. If not, well, then they're on a different path, and that's all right. So we have instinct, and you've got one wolf, and then it's almost like there's a spirit wolf. And I look at this like ancient ancestors, and it's like 2 heads, you know, it's very dual energy. And, you know, this can be your higher self. We're tapping into our higher self now, our higher state of consciousness, where we're not worried about fearing man. You know, we're fearing our higher self. We're fearing God, not man. And so those are the energies that are coming in now into this great awakening, into this new earth. You are your own universe. You don't have to follow the masses and be a sheep. You are the shepherd. You have the staff. You have the rod. You are in control of your chariot. You drive it wherever it wants to go. You balance yourself out. You're not dependent on others and how they're going to make you feel better. If you have somebody around you that you know, like your people make you strong, great. Or if you have you're a person that is your helper and does help you, well, then gosh, even more power to you. But you can do this on your own, because you have this great power from God, from source, from the universe within, your angels, your spirit guides, your ancestors, your descendant masters, whoever you work with. And if you don't know who you work with, start praying about that and God will bring it into you. So yeah, we have instinct. Use your instinct now. And that's what it is. It's using your intuition over your intellect. But yes, don't, your intellect is important, but it shouldn't always, because the mind is a tricky thing, because that's how the devil attacks us. Like in the Bible, it says, you lust first with your eyes, So if you lust first with your eyes and then you start playing little scenarios and fantasies into your mind until you actually, it comes into physical, into reality, and then you'll speak it and then you'll do it. And so you have to be very careful of where you're putting your energy, where you're putting your thought, where your line of sight is. All of that stuff is very important. We've been purifying ourselves, and it's been raining so much here lately, and I love the rain because I feel like this is what we need. The earth needs it to purify it. We need it to purify things. And we've been going through this detox process spiritually up until this point to purify us, to wash us clean, to bring in all of that space, to letting all of that go so that we can bring in what's good, what's coming in, because God doesn't give us a spirit of fear. He gives us a courageous spirit, a brave spirit, spirit of integrity, of honor. And and that's what we want to be in life. So Leo season is kicking that off starting today. Take advantage, say your mantras every day. When a negative thought creeps in, cast it out, replace it with positive. If you're constantly focusing on something, try to focus it on something else. If it keeps coming in and it's tugging at your heart and it's tugging at your heart, it's because it's that whale that's going to swallow you whole. You've got to address it. So that's another video I have way back. So, we are going into this new age without despondence. That's at the bottom. And the way Spirit is telling me to tell you is that this is us. We used to be this. We used to be this little person, this little not so happy little creature. Why does everybody get that? Why can't I get that? Or, maybe you were jealous in the past. Maybe you just, you didn't know why so-and-so was always so happy and you just wanted to throw up in your own mouth. Well, you're not that person anymore. You are that fertile person that's happy and making things grow and having all like this royal purple and regal energy about you. This is who you are. Male energy, masculine energy. This is who we are going forward. And, that's it. Point blank, period. So we are going to, I love that on the bottom of the deck is the willow tree. And we have done so much work. We are grounding ourselves, or are grounded. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. It was at the bottom of the deck. I shuffled and it flipped out. This is exactly how this all works. So we are meant to talk about the willow. So willow is a two of forces, and the willow is so strong, and it's a tree that lives by the water, and so its roots are really, really deep, and now our roots are deep. And that's why we are not going to be swayed by the masses. That's why we have broken those generational curses, because we have done the work. We have grown from a little tiny seed that was insignificant, like a mustard seed, into this great, gorgeous, beautiful tree that's nurturing, that we're going to nurture other people, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to pour our goodness and our love and our talents and our gifts into other people, or bring out that out to them. Aquarius sees potential in people, and I can see potential in people. I just talk to them. I feel like I pick up their energy. I know what people are capable of. And then I also see the dark, but I don't like to focus on that, because we all have that, and that's like basically saying I'm better than you, or you've got a speck in your eye, but not talking about the plank in my eye. So I focus on the potential, and I'm able to bring that out in people, and a lot of times I do, and they feel really good and they get puffed up or whatever. And then sometimes they use energy in positive ways, sometimes they don't. But you know, that's on them, and I'm not going to stop doing that because that's just who I am. I just have to be careful as far as like bringing somebody into my my close circle. I am a little bit more protective of that because I've had to learn the hard way, and so I've gotten a little kind of wiser. I have that discernment now. So, but yeah, we are the willow tree going in. We are proud of what we've accomplished and how we have grown, because you have grown so much, and we are going to be fertile, we are going to be green, we are going to be part of this new earth, this great awakening. So let's see. Oh, at the bottom of the deck we have loving elements, and that's the thing, you know, we are looking at life differently. We're stopping, we are smelling the roses, we are noticing the butterflies, we are noticing the messages that we hear in songs, numbers that call out to us, designs, things that people say that resonate with us, or that we were just thinking about. This is the universe, this is all of our spiritual team talking to us, communicating it with us, and this is what it's about, because we have leveled up and we are having major downloads, epiphanies, activations starting today. It is going to be insane. So take advantage. If you have a dream journal, write it down or type notes in your phone. If you have a dream, try to remember it. And then yeah, and we're going to set our course for the future, because we know what we want now, and we're going to go after it, and we're not going to be afraid of it. And the past is behind us. We're going forward. We're not going backwards. And I always say that. I like to go forwards and not backwards. And, you know, it doesn't mean that I like dismiss everything, because I don't, but I don't like to go backwards in a sense to something that's negative. When I go forward, I want it to be on a positive note. And, you know, and I will wipe the slate clean with things that I don't feel were good for me in my past with people, and go forward. But I'm not going to keep digressing or going back into that karmic trench, doing the same thing over and over again. Like Einstein says, and expecting a different result. That's the definition of insanity. And I don't want to be that person. And I don't think any of us do. And we shouldn't have to be that person. We shouldn't have to put up with those things. Set your boundaries, set your course for what you want out of life. And that was like a perfect card. So now I'm going to pull from the Universe Has Your Back. Excuse me, my throat is like a little crazy. And Mercury's not in retrograde, so I can't blame it on that. So we have, there is a stream of love supporting my dreams. And there is. Your dreams are so important. Don't forget that whatever you want and whatever you desire, whatever your heart is calling out, you can have like this aching in your heart for something really strong. You're being supportive, but you have to take the steps. You can't just sit there and expect everything to fall in your lap. You have to be happy. You have to move forward. You have to take that initiative to go after what you want. And yes, it's scary, but it wouldn't be worth anything if it wasn't work and if it wasn't scary. You know, if I was scared, I would never get in front of tons of people to perform. I would let that fear take over me. Or if I had any fear, I wouldn't have put on the Key West Mermaid Festival thinking that I was going to fail. I went into it completely blind and with no expectations. And that's the thing, you should go to things with no expectations. Yes, you might want it to come out perfect, but you don't know. You don't know until you try. You don't know until you take those steps to be brave. So Leo season, pull that energy in and be brave and go after what you want. Yesterday, I was interviewed by one of the mayor candidates, and running for mayor here that I've known for a very long time. And, you know, I get along with everybody. Even, you know, everyone's nice, even the current mayor. But this one candidate I really have known for a long time and really believe in and support. And, you know, I was thinking, because I had contacted one of the resorts that I work with, and via email at the 11th hour on Friday. And I was like, hey, is it okay if, we have, a camera person and the campaign manager and the candidate running for mayor, and they want to interview me, and can we do somewhere on the property, blah, blah. And they were like, we normally don't do things that are political, but because we really love working with you and you do so much for us, absolutely, you can do it. And I thought to myself, gosh, how nice, like, what nice way to be in a position where, about 2 years ago, or not even, when I first walked in there, I had these hopes of working with these people, but I had no idea that they were going to even accept me, that they were even going to, I was going to have a nice working relationship with this resort. And the doors that have opened up have been incredible, and it's all because I took that first step, and I wasn't scared, and I wasn't meek about it. And I wasn't a mouse, I was a lion, and a lioness. Probably I could say a lion, because I tap into my masculine energy when I want something. And so yeah, I went after it, and I find myself where I was sitting there yesterday just having my coffee in this beautiful cabana with these mermaid scale pillows, and I thought, God, how ironic is this? It's just like everything lines up perfectly, but you have to go after what you want. What is your heart aching? What is it that the lion is passionate. It's not scared to go after. I mean, it's the king of the jungle, for crying out loud, and we are here now with this beautiful, beautiful Lionsgate portal that started today, that is part of the Great Awakening for the New Earth. How are you going into this? What is the next chapter of your life going to be like? What is your life going to be like? What kind of job do you want? What kind of life do you want to live? What kind of friends do you want? How do you want your relationship with your family to be? How do you want your relationship with your person to be? Or your immediate family, the children you're raising, or whatever the case is, put it into your life. It is so important to be courageous and to follow your passions, because just like it says here, there is a stream of love supporting my dreams. Because not only are you supporting your dreams, but your ancient ancestors that have paved the way. And I was watching this thing on Netflix. It was called Cursed, and it's not scary or anything. There's a lot of violence in it, but I was thinking about how our ancient ancestors had to live in those times, and how we think it's hard here, but like, could you imagine like constantly being on high alert, and having people just, I don't know, take over whenever they wanted to, and you just don't have a lot of protection, you don't feel safe. And I thought how courageous they were, and why it's taken us so long to get rid of all of these toxic cycles. Could you imagine the trauma that these people have been through, and that runs and courses through our veins, and we have done the work for them, and because we're like, okay, this is it. We are going to do what we're here to do. We are here to have this beautiful experience and to fight the good battle, to conquer evil with light and do the right thing. And our poor ancestors, they probably tried to do this, or maybe they fell to the dark side, but we are like, okay, that's enough. Because if you're watching this, and if you're watching things like this, and if you're awake, or you're ascending, or you're awakening now, you are a light worker, you are a star seed, you are here to raise the vibration of the planet for the new earth that is a paradise. It's heaven coming on earth, and that's what it's all about. So at the bottom of the dream is, I am the dreamer of my dream. And yes, you are the dreamer of your dream. There is nobody else responsible for your dreams but you. Now, God knows your heart, and he's the only one that really knows your heart. So he's the only one that can basically has an opinion other than you. So don't look to others for opinions. Search yourself first. Ask your higher self, ask God, ask Source, ask Universe, because you know the answers. You don't need to ask. And if you are going to ask somebody, make sure you ask somebody who is proficient, is a professional, is an expert at it. If you want to know what it takes to be a compassionate person, ask the most compassionate person that you know. Think about it. You have to know somebody who's the most compassionate person you know. That's the person you want to ask about compassion. You don't want to ask somebody that's constantly trying to control and manipulate people and talking bad about people about compassion. They don't know anything about it. And it's just like if you want to know what it's like to be a giver, a selfless human being, you're not going to ask a miser. You're not going to ask the most selfish person you know. No, you're going to ask the person that is the most giving person that you know. You're going to ask them for advice. Then I would say yes. But remember, you have all of this inside of you already, and you already know the answer. We just go because we need that, like, that little ego boost, that little confirmation, that little pat on the back saying, yeah, you're going the right way. But think about it first. You have all of that power inside of you. You are your own universe, and that is what these energies of this great awakening is showing us, that we are powerful. We are a force to be reckoned with. We are that strong willow tree. We are that tower. You know, we don't have to have the rug pulled from under us, because we are the one pulling the rug from everything else, under everything else. So I hope this message resonated. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't checked out the Key West Mermaid Festival on Instagram, check that out. We're also on Facebook, and also the Captain's Mermaid, but I don't know if that's, I think at the top there's some articles that you can read about the festival, some links in there. So I hope everyone has a great day, and remember to keep swimming towards your dreams. Bye.